Hey everyone, Felix here, and today I got for you an ORAS OU battle against a friend of mine, Jacob, otherwise known as Maricod in my streams. He's a real good mod in my streams, so yeah, it's much appreciated. That is how he was able to help me out with this match. Basically I was looking for someone to help me out test my new ORAS OU team. It's not really OU, but OU enough, let's say. Basically I built this team specifically in ORAS. I've had a few battles otherwise, but I hadn't made anything particular. So yeah, some of you have probably been wondering why haven't I been streaming as much, and I will have an update on that at the end of this battle. There's also sort of an update on why I don't have as many YouTube videos up as well. Anyway, let's get into it. My opponent has a Talonflame, Nidoking, Greninja, Breloom, Bishop, and an Aggron. Aggron being the only thing there that can Mega, so I was pretty much guessing that might be the Mega. He's got a lot of speed and then the bulk in the Mega Aggron, so it's a little bit of a concern because my team's quite slow and bulky. With my Registeel, Pangoro, Dragalge, Weezing, Mega Gallade, and Ordino. The main things I need to worry about is his Greninja, but Registeel's a nice little check to that. Nidoking is an issue though. I need to keep Weezing around and Registeel, sort of alternate between the two based on what happens throughout the battle. And yeah, Talonflame is always going to be an issue, so let's get into it. I basically lead off with my Registeel because I want those rocks up ASAP. For the Talonflame. There's no way I want to deal with that. And he leads out with his Aggron from memory. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be his Aggron. I might as well make a note. I've been testing out the new music because I got a few new music tracks in this. I apologize if the music isn't that great. I like this one. It's a little bit catchy, but you know, we might get a few shitty ones. So I'm going to switch out here in the Earthquake because I don't know what this Aggron has. I got no clue. At this point, I don't even know if it's now I know it's a Mega Aggron. So normally to carry EQ if they're a bit more offensive, but at the time I didn't know. He probably was going to just get up rocks as he does. I should have just stayed in. Like, I had nothing to lose. I'm sure I could take one EQ in worst case. You know I'm special defensive. So I go for the Will-O-Wisp, and I miss, which sucks. But at least he only went for a Roar, which, I mean, it could have been a lot worse things for him to have gone for. So it brings in my Ordino, and, I mean, Ordino is specially defensive. Well, this one is. And, it's also Wish, Protect, Heal Bell, and Knockoff. This was made as a Mega Ordino, but Regenerate is just too good to pass up. So I Protect the Scout out, his third move. At this time I only know 2 of his moves, now I know 3. The third one being Toxic. So this time I'm thinking Registeel still walls this, unless it's got Earthquake, which I really want to know. Because it's important to know if he has Earthquake, because then Weezing completely walls it. So I bring in Registeel, because I want to bait out that Earthquake. And, well, he goes for a Heavy Slam. So at this point in time, I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. Registeel balls this. Because look at that. What was that? 6 damage? I didn't pay attention to the HP stat beforehand. But that's like nothing. So, yeah, Registeel. Easily walls it. So the whole series of me switching out for the last 5 turns, been pointless. So I get up my rocks, which is good, but he doesn't have a Spinner or a Defogger unless Talonflame... No, Talonflame doesn't learn Defog. It's impossible. So he roars me out at the Weezing, which is good. I mean, the only thing I'd be concerned about if he roared me into would be like Gallade. I didn't really want Gallade in right now. So I'm going to go for a Will-O-Wisp. I want to get this, you know, second time's the charm. Well, normally it's third time's the charm, but whatever, get on the second one. And he's nice and burnt, so now a Heavy Slam will do even less to anything. And he's just going to keep roaring me out. And he brings in my Pangoro. Now, at this point in time I was debating. My Pangoro knows Drain Punch. How much does Drain Punch do to a Filter Aggron? My Pangoro is adamant, but I eventually decided that no, I don't want to stay in, and I don't really want my Pangoro to be toxic either, so I'm going to bring in my Weezing. Oh, also all my Pokemon are shiny because I've been messing around with the new power save features that they offer for ORAS, and one of the codes they put them in shiny, so I apologize about that. I don't normally make full shiny teams. Anyway, so he does go for the toxic like I thought. I'm getting more and more burn damage, which is good. He's going to switch out. At this time I didn't think he would switch out, I thought he would just roar again, so I was going to just chuck up my spikes. But he brings in Greninja, which was an interesting choice, because if I had gone for any offensive move, he wouldn't have appreciated it. Though admittedly, he probably thought I'd only have Sludge Bomb. So I need to switch out. A Greninja in on a Weezing? It's obvious, extra sensory is coming. What else would he use? So I'm going to bring in Registeel. Now, whether he predicted this or not, I do not know. My Registeel is my check the Greninja. Not really a counter, but a check because a Gunk Shot just hurts so much. So this is my specially defensive Registeel. And he goes for a Scald. Now, again, I'm not sure if he predicted that or not. I took not too much damage, you know, enough that, you know, it's not too much of a concern. So with the leftovers, you know, I'm doing alright. Now, I have Seismic Toss on this. I was thinking Seismic Toss should be able to whittle down a Greninja. It's what? How much HP does a Greninja have at max? 140-ish? Isn't it? I don't know. It should be at least a 2-hit KO from that range, especially with that life hold damage. So I go for the Seismic Toss, and yeah, it does look like it's about 140-ish HP. And Registeel will easily live another hit. So he goes for a Scald again. I don't agree with this. I feel like the Greninja was so much of a powerhouse against my team that he should probably have saved it. But, you know, that's what he did. He sacked it off. So Registeel getting the first KO, surprisingly. I didn't expect Registeel to get any KOs. His moveset is T-Wave, Stealth Rocks, Seismic Toss, and Earthquake. So he decides to bring in his Nidoking. Just bringing in his Nidoking tells me Earth Power. He has to go for Earth Power, maybe even Flamethrower. So maybe it was also trying to get rid of the spikes. Who knows? The toxic spikes specifically. So I decided Weezing. Weezing should wall this thing easily. Unless it carries, even Flamethrower wouldn't do that much. And this is a physically defensive Weezing too. So yeah. So he goes for Earth Power and the Levitate kicks in. I get my Black Sludge health, which is great. And he switches out, which was interesting. I'm going to go for a Toxic Spike in case he was Scarf, which that sort of hinted to me he's Scarf at that point. And he brings in his Bisharp, which was an interesting choice. He had seen Will-O-Wisp earlier, so I don't know why he made that play, but maybe he predicted the Toxic Spikes, and who knows, or the Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb wouldn't have done much to a Nidoking though anyway. So I know this is going to go for a knockoff. I couldn't send in anything on knockoff. Maybe Registeel, but that's at too low of a health. So I see it's Life Orb as well, so I can go for a Will-O-Wisp, even though I had already went for it. I mean, there's Lumberry Bisharp around, but that's mainly what VGC, I guess. I haven't seen it in singles that much. So with the Will-O-Wisp on it, he's going to be doing nothing. This is physically defensive Weezing as well. So look at that, Iron Head does like nothing. Bisharp's been whittled down by the burn, and then I just go for a Flamethrower, but I was curious, can a Flamethrower from Weezing kill a Bisharp? And it does, quite well. You know, Bisharp's frail enough, so I guess that's plausible. So with that out of the way, that's another threat down. Weezing getting a kill, surprisingly as well. So now he brings in his T-Flame, and at this point I thought he might be trying to scare me up as my low health, so I decided to stay in and Sludge Bomb, because I thought he might roost. So he manages to knock me out. I kind of wish I had Weezing still, but it kind of lost its recovery. So yeah, it was sort of the best thing to fodder off anyway. So I send in Ordino now. So I'm curious if it's going to go for Roost here. So I'm going to chuck up a Wish, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I went for a Wish here. And he goes for a Flare Blitz. Now, just based on that damage, I thought maybe it's banded? Maybe? I thought it might not be. It might be like Sharp Beak, but Sharp Beak wouldn't have done that much on the Flare Blitz because it doesn't affect Flare Blitz. So I wasn't sure. I didn't want him to roost up here, so I decided to switch into Registeel. And I like keeping Ordino around. It has a bit of more utility than Registeel has at this point, since Greninja's dead. So I decided to send Registeel in. If he does roost, I get Registeel up to a good amount of health. If he doesn't roost and he knocks me out, he will also be knocked out. So Registeel in a way gets 2 kills, kind of, if we argue that having something self-KO itself upon your body, I guess. Registeel's hard body. Does that count as knocking it out? Yeah, sure, we'll count it. So that's 3 threats down, but the biggest threat left is his Nidoking. Because at this point, I'm basically assuming it's Scarf. And to confirm this, I'm going to go into Ordino and Protect. So I want to scout what move he'll lock himself into. Because it makes sense. Now, again, my Toxic Spikes are gone. It hasn't helped me out at all. I think the only thing I wanted it for was like Breloom to break a sash. But I've got Rocks up anyway, so it doesn't matter. So he goes for a Sludge Bomb. So to test this, I decided to go into Drugelgi, probably my least useful thing at this point in time. Since, yeah, most things are dead, there's not much I really need it for. And I really want to see if I can get a Choice Specs Modest Draco Meteor off on anything. So he does go for a Sludge Bomb, and it does, like, nothing. So at this point in time, if he isn't Scarfed, he would go for Earth Power. But he switches out, so that's pretty much Scarf. And he sends in his Aggron. Now it's like, how much would a Choice Specs Modest Adaptability Choice Specs, I already said that, Draco Meteor do against Aggron? I don't know. Stupid miss at 10%. Oh well. Drugelgi, I probably could have left in to go for it again, but there's no point. I thought I might save it in case, I don't know, I can use something else against it. And Ordino's are pretty much a safe switch in thanks to the burn. pretty much nullifying how much Heavy Slam would do. Look at that, Heavy Slam does less than half. If he wasn't burnt, it probably would have KO'd, but that burn is definitely helping me out. Now, at the range of health he's at now, I think I could stall him out with this Ordino. So I'm going to protect first turn. I don't really like stalling, and this is not heavy stall, I wouldn't say, but, you know, just heavy enough. He goes for a Toxic, so I see that he wants to Toxic me. At this point, he hasn't seen my heal bell, so that's going to be a bit of a mean surprise when he finds that out. So Burn's building him down. I decide, you know, I can live a Heavy Slam here. I'm over half health. But he goes for a Toxic. Interesting choice. I guess he wants that residual real bad. So I get out my Wish. So I'm thinking to myself, I don't need to protect. I can probably just go for a heal bell, take the Heavy Slam, get rid of the Toxic, and then be at square one anyway, because of the Wish. So that's what I'm going to do. He's going to go, he's going to be burnt by the burn again. He's got 2 more turns left based on that damage. So he goes for his Heavy Slam. This one KO. How much does it do? Oh, less than half. What was I saying? It's like maybe 30% best. So there goes my heal bell. There goes my Toxic. Nothing else needed it, but still. I don't know. This, I don't know. It could still work as a Mega Ordino, but I feel like we regenerate just so much better. So I'm basically at better than when I started. And his Mega Aggron's going to die because he's got 1 turn left, and I can easily protect. He could have predicted that, which I thought he might, and he might switch out. But I mean, there's no point, so I went for a Wish anyway. And he goes for a Toxic. So yeah, that's a little bit of a bummer. I thought he might have switched out to get a little bit of initiative on me, on the Protect or something. But I guess he really wanted that Toxic before he died. So yeah, I get the Wish off, and he will die to the burn. So do I want to give that kill to Wheezing or Ordino? But at this point in time, all my walls have been getting kills, or my opponent's Pokemon have been knocking themselves out through other means. So he brings in his Nidoking, and I'm worried now, because if it's Scarf, I have an issue. So what I'm going to do is, I believe this is the turn I decide to knock it off, but I don't want it Scarf. Yeah, I don't want it Scarf. Now that was a crit, which sucked. It just sped up the process. And I got a crit knockoff back in return. Not like it mattered. Neither of them really mattered, because a Wish. Anyway, probably would have just meant I would be at full health rather than a little bit shy of full health. So with a knockoff now, Gallade now outspeeds everything, which is just his Breloom and this thing. So I'm gonna try and let Ordino die, but I don't know. The only moves on it would be sort of too slow for it to die. It's Wish, Protect, Heal Bell, and Knockoff. So I thought, you know what? Let's try. I want to find out how bulky my Dragalge is, even for a Earth Power. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chuck up a Wish, and I'm gonna switch into Dragalge. Now, of course, he's probably gonna go for a Sludge Bomb on the turn that I switch out, but I want to find out how much an Earth Power would do afterwards. So I withdrew Ordino thanks to Regenerate. I'm going to get a bit of health back anyway. And at this point in time, I just want to free switch into Gallade. And I bring in Dragalge. You know, this is his last chance. He has one more chance to do something. Because, you know, he hasn't done much yet. And he does go for a Sludge Bomb like I thought. So that does nothing. And the Wish should bring me up to a pretty good amount of health. What is that? Yeah, almost full. So I was curious. Does Earth Power kill? I'm not invested in Special Defense, but I'm curious. And it does. So that was a little bit of a disappointment. Dragalge did nothing. He missed the Draco Meteor. But at this point in time, Gallade cleans up. Nothing outspeeds. And yeah, I mean, he has a bit of priority and Mach Punch on his Breloom if he wants to use it, but that won't kill. I resist it thanks to my Psychic typing. So yeah, now we get to see Mega Gallade, finally! I love Mega Gallade. Look at that cape. Look how majestic that looks. And the blade arm things, that's just sick. So I'm just going to go for a Psycho Cut because, you know, super effective and all that good stuff. And knock out the Nidoking. And his last Pokemon will be his Breloom, which he's going to bring in now. Sadly, I didn't get to use Pangoro. A little bit disappointed about that. It would have been nice. But whatever. I got to show off Mega Gallade at the very least. My Wall Core doing quite a good job today. But yeah, Psycho Cut will easily knock that thing out. And if it did have a sash, it was broken by the rocks. So yeah, that's going to be a 3-0. Good game, Jacob and Mario Kart. I really enjoyed that battle. Yeah, so to get into what I was going to discuss, I haven't been streaming because I'm ill. You probably can't tell it here, but I'm doing a bit better today, but some days I don't work, I'm not too well, and videos are a little easier because I can do them at my own sort of pace. I can do it when I feel best. When you stream, you have to sit down for 2 to 3 hours talking consistently. On a video, you have to talk for a set amount of time, then there's a lot of editing, but I can do that at my own pace. So I'm going to be taking a fair amount of time off from streaming. I might stream inconsistently here and there when I'm on a good day. We're going to try and get some videos for you guys, so at least you have something. But again, I can't promise anything. I need to get my health in order because, well, I mean, I need to get healthier before I can get you guys good content now. Sure, you don't want me going, this is Farlex here today. Yeah, you want me at my good health. So, yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I can sort of add on to that. So, thank you for the battle, Jacob. And if you like this video, please, say down below. I like this video. I like this positive feedback sort of thing. If you didn't like the video, tell me why. I'm trying something new with no layouts. I'm not very good at layouts. You probably could tell I'm terrible at designing stuff. So I just was like, let's chuck the video here, put the webcam nice, then just have a full screen battle. So you don't, no fancy layout, no anything like that. Just have a good team preview beforehand, and we go from there. Because I'm not very good at the editing stuff. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.